Okay, so Santiago, what is your new book about?
Well, it's a book based. It's a nonfiction book based on the testimony of the younger brother of former President Mauricio Macri, who's a very important and influential politician and businessman here in Argentina, leader of the right-wing coalition, which is in the opposition right now.
And could you tell us about the research you did for your book?
Well, basically, the book is based on 70 hours of tape recorded interviews and several hours more with this person, Mariano, who's a very important businessman on his own right and who had never spoken publicly before and who has a long standing feud with his brother because he accuses former President Macri of trying to do a big fraud with the companies in which both are owners, and so basically the research consisted in before, during, and after the interview. I had to read everything that had ever been written about the Macris, a very well-known family. The patriarch is one of Argentina's most famous businessmen, so, the father of these two brothers. So basically, I had to read everything that had been written from all the members of the about and by all the members of the family, and I had already written a book about the Panama Papers, in which the main protagonist is precisely former President Macri, who I think is probably, I can't remember exactly, but I think is one of the 4 or 5 heads of state who appear on the Panama Papers as owners of offshore companies. And so I had already written a book in which Macri was a very, very important part of that book. So basically the research consisted in reading from what the newspapers say about them to what academic papers say about them and everything in between, and using that material to contrast and go deep into what Mariano Macri, who was the brother of former President Macri, was telling me during our interview.
And what impact do you think your book will have?
Well, I'm very grateful for the impact it's having already. It's the editorial company tells me that it is, in years at least, in the last decade or so minimum, it's the book that's already been most publicized before even coming out of print. Today, in a country that's marred by recession, I've been seeing pictures of people making long lines in front of the bookstores to buy my book. There's already the first 2 editions have already been sold out without the book even appearing on the book stands yet. And it's front page news and head story in every newspaper and news portal and radio and everything. There's been an incredible buzz about the book. Already the president has come out, former President Macri has come out to give out interviews after months of silence. Everybody who's close to him is saying that he's doing this to answer the book preemptively. So there's been tremendous repercussions. I think once the book hits the stands and people start reading it, I know for a fact that at least 3 different federal prosecutors have asked in advance for the text because they are looking into different judicial cases that involve the former president. And I'm very, I wouldn't say, I have the feeling that there will be a lot of political and judicial consequences or derivations from what this book says and what Mariano Macri says in the book.
Thank you very much, Santiago, and congratulations on your new book.
Thank you, Jorgelina, for the opportunity to reach, and Valentina, who's producing this Capelloni. Thank you both for helping me reach our wonderful student body, and please allow me to send a nice salute to all my former and current students. I miss them, and I enjoy gratefully learning with them.